education was always like up front and center, whether it was in the classroom or extracurriculars. My mom was always ensuring that we were like really well-rounded little people who would have the skills necessary to one day go out in the world and do whatever it was that we wanted. School was very important. My mom was big on giving us the autonomy to navigate our own school experience, but also made it clear that she was always available to step in, to advocate, to, ask further questions for us. But I just remember always feeling like this sense of competence when it came to my education because she set me up that way.
My mom is a English teacher, high school English teacher, and she has taught us that education is so important, that you can go so far just by learning, grasping the information, getting a degree, and using that to contribute to society, but also just to better your life.
Coming from Mexico, my parents immigrated here, and with a lot of work, were able to help me go through school. I felt like I always enjoyed school. I always enjoyed learning. We can have children that are really, really smart, but if they don't have the social skills to take their skills, their intelligence to the real world, then that's really wasted talent. So I am very passionate about bringing awareness to education of the social emotional development of children, so they don't only succeed academically, but they can succeed in life as well. So, coming from a background where I'm the first one to go to college is something very, very important to me.
There are parents that have just lived and worked through stuff and just had to wayfind and figure things out on their own. And I'm really drawn to that parent experience. And, there are a lot of education experts out there. As you know, there's just so much money and there's some research done, and there's reports that are published on different topics. But, most kind of ordinary moms and dads out there are not reading those things. And we can perhaps be critical of the education sector that when it comes to communications and outreach, like they're like living in a generation past still. Like, you got to meet parents where they're at. And parents are just dealing with so much. And they're also trying to do their best for their kid. And so, I think social media is a medium to meet parents where they're at. And that's really interesting to me, that, we can not only meet parents where they're at, but like pass the mic and just let parents shape and tell their story. And then for those who are, part of that community, over time, like they might feel more compelled to get involved in terms of advocacy or policy or politics, or getting electing a candidate or running for a public office themselves. But honestly, like that comes later. It just starts with I'm just looking for some tips to help my kid today. And so for my daughters, like, how do I make sure that they are super well-rounded? We are on an advent of a whole new like tectonic shift with like new technologies like Chat GPT and things like that are just transforming the world of work. And, I want my daughters to be adaptable, like super well-rounded, be able to like be familiar with some of those things, but also, I think about my own experience, and my parents sacrificed so much so that I could be in taekwondo, swim lessons, piano lessons, like all these things that like they didn't have, that, even though I wasn't good at half of those things, like it made me a better person and see the world through a different lens and be able to like appreciate things in a different way. And I think social media and the stories we hear from other parents and the things that they're prioritizing, those are really interesting to me.